I'm Dr. Andro Sandoval. I'm representing Aon. Nice to see some colleagues here. I will be discussing a topic which is, I think, overly discussed, more than the stem cell of Dr. Ryan. Some of these portions have been dwelled already by Cindy and also Carmi and Hokwen. But I will discuss on some dimensions of mental health. Although it's a buzz already, but triggered by the enactment of the mental health law way back 2018. And as you remember, it's very timely that the IRR of the mental health law was released February 2020, which is 2 months prior to pandemic. And it triggered interest on mental health because mental health is really impacted during the pandemic. But up to this time, early years of the post-pandemic period, there is still uncertainty in organizations on how to navigate on this very sensitive and challenging concern. How to really drive the right solutions in order to manage this health risk. But before I proceed with the main topic, I would just like to share to you how we regard total well-being, in which mental well-being is one of the dimensions. How we regard well-being in Aon, and we define it as a people and performance strategy which balances the opportunities, the resources, commitment, so that we will attain and optimize health, resilience and performance of an individual, is of course of the whole organization and even the communities. That's why it should be integral to companies, every company's DNA. And we in Aon we have 5 dimensions of well-being. I will not touch individually on this, but we have the usual physical, emotional, mental, social and financial. But we add one more, which is work-life. This can be like a work-life balance, because we all know that an employee's aspirations related to well-being or to his work would significantly impact or optimize his total well-being. So the most important point to drive here is the interdependence between these 5 dimensions. We all know that if you have like a physical illness, more so, for example, if you have cancer, then it will surely cause you a mental anguish. It will definitely, with the expensive treatment and diagnostic modalities, it will drain your finances. And if you have like some self-pity because of your illness, it will affect your social interactions. That's why these are interdependent, and this will, as an employee, this will eventually impact on your productivity and performance. I can see in the presentation of Cindy that the 5th factor there is striving. Some companies would use personal, and I think it doesn't really, it is not always important to have a uniform dimensions, but the most important thing is that the dimensions will resonate on your overall well-being strategy. So based on our global risk management survey, these are the areas wherein companies are facing today as far as their people challenges are concerned. Firstly, mental health and burnout are the top concerns, both of employees and also employers. Based on the study, only 50% of the global employees are resilient, and with the rising concerns on mental health, 1/3 of this population are beset by anxiety and depression. That's why mental health is a very fertile ground so that we can address our talent management, both performance and productivity. For a second one, which employees would really expect us or employers to really make a change, is in that they continuously express a strong desire for improved work-life balance. and a purpose-driven work, which also includes like greater inclusivity and other factors. So we all know that a work-life, some would say that work-life balance is impossible to attain. It's more of work-life integration. You should integrate your work with your personal life and vice versa in order to thrive. And lastly, people are living longer with the stem cell therapy that Dr. Ryan has discussed with us. And of course, people are getting sick younger, but because of the advancement in medicine and in the diagnostic workups and also in the treatment, they were able to thrive and even reach the retirement. So employers are really challenged to address the needs of their tenured employees. I think this is a very important concern for employees. And needless to say that in order to engage your employees, for them to be productive and successful, you have to maintain their health. They should be healthy so that it also relates on their performance and of course on your business sustainability. Moving on, this impact of mental health and burnout is supported by the result of our global well-being survey done last year, wherein you can see there that mental and emotional health and burnout and languishing are really evident not only in the Philippines but also throughout the countries in APAC. Aside from the working environment, the culture, and our challenges on talent management, it is noteworthy to emphasize that physical health is also a growing concern. We see this in almost all of our clients, wherein during the last year of the pandemic, 22 to 23, and even up to now, the cost drivers and the what is impacting their health profile are the chronic lifestyle diseases. And I think that is a very, very true. That is a very truthful statement. And in here, that's why we're working with our partner HMOs and also specialty vendors to provide our clients with a chronic disease management program that will really address this plight. Sometimes clients would really associate too much cost management to chronic disease management program. Of course, improving the health profile and the fact that it involves behavior modification, this is not an overnight thing. Cost management may be the more low-hanging fruits are redirection or limiting access to the hospitals or more expensive hospitals and clinics. But sooner or later, you have to invest on chronic disease management. Given like 3 or 5 years, you will earn the fruit of your labor and afterwards see the improvement of the health profile. And that improvement will surely impact on the cost eventually. So now with the greater magnitude and complexity of the problem on mental health, the traditional approaches may not suffice. Gone are the days where we can only invest on webinars or infographics or even like simply deploying psychologists or psychiatrists in your on-site clinics. But there's more to that. Having a holistic view of it, end-to-end interventions, and the scarcity of empiric data that would guide us in monitoring the success of our interventions and also guide us what are the next steps to hurdle would be very important. In relation to this, Aon has invested in collaboration with a TELUS Health, also a global well-being company, with some initiatives that would address the void in relevant data and also the effective tools that would move the needle as far as mental health is concerned. So firstly, We last year, and we launched this, we conducted an Asia Mental Health Index, wherein we have done a survey across Asia, 12 countries, around more than 13,000 respondents, to determine the status of their mental health. This focuses mainly and solely on the working population. And in my next few slides, I will show you the excerpt from this mental health index study. We provide a score per country so that the companies within that country will have a bird's eye view of the real situation within their country. So the next, which is the one that we have launched early this month in the Philippines, first in Asia, is the Workplace Strategy Index. This is not merely a survey, but it is an organizational assessment tool wherein we will derive the status of the organization's policies, programs, and processes regarding mental health in order to guide them to determine the gap and to move further in addressing the mental health concern of their employees. We are still on the process of completing the third tool, which is the cost of doing nothing analysis. I think this would be very important. Our data scientist and actuarial team in Singapore are working on this, and hopefully before the end of this year, we will also launch this. They are studying the effect of mental health on absenteeism, presenteeism, and identify those physical conditions that may be caused by mental disorders or even emotional distress and mental health crisis. And a tool for us, HR and the well, in order to make our business cases to the management to thank you. In order for them to really invest on some interventions as far as mental health is concerned. So to give you one of the excerpt of the results of the mental health index, and this is a cut for the Philippines. The mental health index score for the Philippines is 65, although this is above the median of 62.5, but this is still classified as strained, within strained status between 50 to 79. And this is very important, and you can see here the different aspects or information that we can derive from that mental health index, how out of the more than 1,000 respondents from the Philippines, this result to like informations how employees feel. Almost half of them feel anxious, isolated, and depressed. This is very, very alarming. The impact of stress and exhaustion on employees' productivity. There are several aspects there, high numbers. The financial risk also, that I think Cindy has mentioned, that most of the employees don't have emergency savings. That's why also now the benefit design for including mental health benefits in HMO program are that of reimbursement with certain inner limits like of 20,000. But what we see is it doesn't really connect or gain impact because they have to shell an amount. That's why EAP, which is a 24/7 services with no shell out, connects within this pandemic period. Also, there's a findings on stigma and career progression. And what is an interesting finding that we have to digest really is that 72% prefer still face-to-face mental health support. And I think this is in contrast with the what is being pushed by EAP, which is more of a virtual thing. But I think this has to be digested more thoroughly so that we can really support our employees. I have selected two of the most important takeaway from that mental health index. That would be that most of the respondents are concerned that their career options will be limited if their colleagues or their bosses will know that they have a mental health struggle. And we are the highest among the 12 countries, 75%, wherein this really proves that stigma is still high as far as mental health. The second one, which is an employer's concern, is that mental health is negatively impacting the work productivity. And this has to be addressed, and I think this is one of the bases wherein the management should really provide budget for some interventions. Now, for the last few slides, I will dwell mainly on this work strategy index for mental health. This is an online assessment tool, sets of like 60 questions can be answered in 20 minutes and it can really see whether your programs, policies, and processes are within the best practices so that you can move forward. It can identify the gaps and for you to really picture out what is your future desired state. This is developed to be reliable using externally validated and internationally accepted sources amongst the United Nations, ISO, ILO, and the WHO parameters. So with the recommendations that we are providing to one who responded to this, mind you, after this is done online, within less than 1 minute that the respondent completed the survey, an email is sent to the respondent. Attached are the results with the graphs there and also the recommendations and benchmarks. So why now? Because I think with all the data that we've gathered, now is the time that really we act on the data, we manage and see how mature our initiatives as far as dealing really with the mental health of our employees. It's easily completed by senior leader, or more effectively, you gather those point persons who are more well-versed with your programs in one room and answer the questionnaire or the survey. And it generates dashboard, benchmarks, and recommendations. Sorry for that. So this is the maturity model that the assessment tool provides. There's a mental health score. It determines whether your company is compliant with the basic risk management requirement of mental health. It lays down your present basic mental health and well-being supports, programming, the level 3, which is how well your program addresses the mental health needs of your employees. And of course, are you integrating all these initiatives to your culture with the leadership and the norms? And these 4 aspects or dimensions will really reveal where you are. You have there the benchmarking. It's benchmarked with all organizations that participated, with the companies within your industry and also within your size. So it gives you really a profile of where you are with mental health. So the last is, this is the call to action. I think the speakers also, the earlier speakers has really pointed this out, that addressing mental health of our employees is not merely a nice to have. It has a commercial imperative. So that's why they are saying that because of those who are depression or anxiety, the global expenditure for mental health would be like $1 trillion per year, or they have projected that come 2030 we'll be expending by that time $6 trillion US for mental health. So my last slide would really have a snapshot of our workplace strategy index. For those who are interested, here is the link and you can approach us. For the next few months, we are giving the assessment for free, and you can invite us for a session in order to walk you through on the results and discuss further on how we can collaborate to address the mental health concern of your employees. Thank you very much.